I'm just going to get right into it for this part 5 in my series on the Spokane School Board and getting at the surety bond for the superintendent of the district as well as the board members. In the previous 4 videos, I documented violations of federal and Washington state codes in addition to the district's own policy. I have since had my public records requests responded to and have acquired what I need to proceed. That is what this video is about. What you're going to see is 4 of us serving a notice of claim and an affidavit of fact to Superintendent Adam Swinyard of the Spokane Public Schools. We were supported by others from the community who joined us as well, and it was nice to have others there solely to support our efforts. The documents we were serving were a notice of claim, which puts the superintendent on notice that we have a claim against him, and if he doesn't respond to our claim in the 5 days we allotted him, that we will file a claim against him personally against his required official public bond. We also included an affidavit of fact, which goes over point for point the facts to our claim of damage. Adam had 5 days to either rebut the claims or meet our demands. And this was also accompanied by lists of violations of federal and state statutes and codes in addition to their own policy. I'll go over our claims while the video plays and have included links to templates for what we served as well as instructions for the process in the description of this video. Please download them and take a look and then share this video far and wide. And links to my previous videos in this series as well as some useful links for Telegram groups and the website bondsforthewin.com are also in the description.
You can't give me the right to be a human being. I'm fine with that right. Now you can keep me from having that if you've got all the policemen and all the jobs on your side.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, we're here to try to speak with or at least deliver some papers to Superintendent Adam Swinyard.
Okay, one moment, please. I'm just going to take this call and see if they're available.
Okay. Right. Oh yeah, yeah.
This is a little area code. I'll go over here.
Is this one?
Yeah, the one on the left. Oh yeah, here's their names. So then we're gonna serve the rest of the board members like throughout the week too. We'll get their address.
Pretty soon we'll have all these pictures off the wall.
Right.
So all the school, the rest of the school board members are under that liability policy. Is that right, Corey?
Okay, so while we're waiting for Adam or somebody to come down from his office and accept these papers from us, I just want to go over what we actually served him, like I said I was going to do before. So this is the first document that he would see is the notice of claim. Clearly it says it also has an affidavit of fact, which we'll get into in just a little bit. I'm not going to go over the entire document, just kind of highlight some of it, some of the more important things. And then, like I said, it is available in the description. There's a link to it, so you can download the template yourself. You can make any changes you want to it. So what we have here, we just have who it's to: Adam Swinyard, a man, public servant, and all members of the Spokane Public Schools Board of Directors. And it just starts out, Dear Adam Swinyard, a claim has been made against you for the amount of $25,000 for your role and actions in trespassing, assault, battery, and for administering my property, including my children, without right against I, a man. You are only a public servant, nothing more, and are non-compliant with the constitutions and laws that bind you, and have exceeded the limited powers that we, the people, have delegated to you through the Constitution and laws. You have 5 days upon receipt to either rebut the affidavit of fact point for point with your affidavit or make a public statement that masks are now optional on all district properties and stop violating law by enforcing mask mandates, or I will begin to proceed with administrative, civil, and criminal remedies against you, a man. Failure to rebut the affidavit of fact will result in the trespasser's tacit agreement and acquiescence that the facts set forth in it are true, correct, accurate, not misleading, and binding to the trespasser. After 5 days, this unrebutted affidavit of fact can and may be used against a man in future civil and criminal proceedings as admissible evidence. And then it just goes on here to say that I reserve all of my rights to file a civil action in federal court in the future, and that's kind of what goes through here. Then it's also putting him on notice that he's also broken these federal codes right here. And then it goes into Title 42 of the U.S. Code, Section 1983, which is a civil action for the deprivation of our rights. Goes through there, and then just a closing statement about who I am, why I'm doing this. I'm not going to go through all of it because it does get a little bit confusing just to listen to it. I would suggest you download this template and actually read it for yourself so you can understand it, though. And then I would sign that right here. This is my claim, my notice of claim, so I signed that before I served it to him. And then it just goes through exhibits here. These are some of the laws that he's violated. There's just a couple of the federal statutes that have been violated, deprivation of rights. And Exhibit C, it is out of order here, but when we printed it, we put it in the correct order. Exhibit C, this is just their own policy, the district's policy that has been broken. Exhibit B, these are some of the Washington RCWs that were violated. I did actually add to this list in the subsequent one that I served with another school district here in my area. But I wanted to keep this so you guys could see exactly what Mr. Adam Swinyard was served with. So it just goes through, like I said, some of the RCWs. Now this is the affidavit of fact. So I did take my name out because I've already made this into a template that other people can look at. But here you just put your address, your name, any contact information. You might even want to put your phone number if you want to be able to contact you by phone or whatever. But this is how they can respond to you. And then here are the respondents. So these are the board members of the Spokane Public Schools. And then Adam Swinyard is the superintendent, so he's listed here as well. And I'm just going to go over this kind of briefly too. What it starts out with is it's just establishing this is our facts. And so we're making this claim that these are our facts, and he has to rebut these, like I said in the other one. So basically it goes into, at the beginning here, I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but it goes into that our law, our Constitution in the United States is derived from the Bible, and so it goes through some of those, through some of the details of that in this first paragraph here. And then it goes through, these are our actual claims down here, point by point, each claim that we are going to make. So I'm not going to go through all of them. I just want to go through the first few because this does help establish what all of this part up here is about. I, a man, Corey Christopherson, claim my body, information, and genetic material are my property, as this extends to my offspring as well. Corey Christopherson, a living man, retain and reserve all of my God-given rights, including sole possession and sole use of all my biological materials which are granted to me by my Creator. For the remainder of this document, my children, my offspring, and my property, which I have full constitutional-based jurisdiction over, will be used interchangeably. Now I'm going to get into some of the facts of how they violated laws and things like that. Number 4, Spokane Public Schools board members have chosen to support mask mandates for Spokane Public Schools. This mask mandate intrudes my inalienable rights of my children and I, a man. Board members Michael Weiser, Nikki Lockwood, Melissa Bedford, Jenny Slagle, Riley Smith, and Superintendent Adam Swinyard have supported such mask mandates despite having no jurisdiction over I, a man, and my children's inalienable rights. Board members Michael Weiser, Nikki Lockwood, Melissa Bedford, Jenny Slagle, Riley Smith, and Superintendent Adam Swinyard have canceled in-person public board meetings in violation of RCW 42.30.040. There is no legal law that gives board members or other school officers jurisdiction to enforce mask mandates. But the rest is just more of this, going over the deprivation of rights and federal codes. And then here I just make a declaration. I'm testify via voice in open court under penalty of perjury that all herein to be true executed on this day, and I filled in the correct date, and then I signed it right here. And then finish it off with notice to agent is notice to principal is notice to agent. Now, one last thing I'll say about this, if you are going to send it certified mail, which is a way to officially serve people, you would want to get this if you're going to take them to civil federal court. You would want to get this notarized, is my understanding. So that's the document there. Like I said, I put links to a template for this in the description below. I put links to Bonds for the Win, which is how I got a lot of the information to do this. I would recommend you guys share this video far and wide with everyone you know. So I'm going to stop talking now and get back to the video. Comes to it, they get nervous about legal things, and then they want to hire a lawyer, and they never can really find a lawyer.
So Dr. Swinyard and his staff are actually behind closed doors for about another hour, hour and a half. Did you want to just leave your literature, or?
Well, yeah, it's some papers we need to serve him. If you'll make sure that he gets them, I guess we can leave them with you.
I'll take them right up today, right now.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name's Jeannie.
Jeannie?
Yeah.
All right.
Did she say D?
Jeannie.
Jeannie. Oh.
Yes. Okay.
And then one more here.
What's your position?
And what's your position?
I'm a student services secretary.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. You got it.
Thank you. Thanks for your help. All right. Well, that was fairly anticlimactic. But, so I guess we're going to consider them served. We'll find out in like 5 days, I guess. Then we'll, if we don't hear from them, we'll file a claim against the bond and maybe take some further action as well. So thanks to everybody here. I appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us. Thank you again for supporting my channel. Just by watching my content, you are supporting my work. However, if you want to support me in other ways, sign up on censorship-fighting YouTube alternatives like LBRY, which uses Odyssey for its video platform, or Hive. Use the links in the description to earn yourself some decentralized crypto for getting started. There are non-cryptocurrency platforms as well, but you might as well get something of value in return for your support of your favorite content creators. Links to all of the platforms you can find Questionable Authority on are in the description. And don't forget to check out the Questionable Authority merchandise store.